think we're live. I hope we're live.
Oh, God.
Hello, and
Hi, everybody.
welcome to our first ever live Q&A. We're super excited and trying to figure out what the heck's going on. So, oh, now it says, anyway, we're learning all the new technology, so bear with us as we figure this out. But welcome to our first ever live Q&A. Thank you so much to everyone who sent in some pretty awesome questions. We truly appreciate it. And yeah, let's get to it. We'll may as well get started, right? So our first question.
First one is, if we did it all over again, what is the number one thing you would consider doing differently? I would have to say bigger trailer.
Yeah,
I'd have to go
sure.
bigger trailer.
For sure. We when we bought the trailer, neither one of us had towed a trailer before. We were trying to be conservative. We were trying to be super safe. Sorry, excuse me. But now that we know what we know, we definitely could use another like 4 feet of space. We'll actually do one of our next videos will be like a trailer tour. And you'll see why we're saying that. But yeah, definitely a little bit of a bigger trailer. I think that would, and to have faith in ourselves to know that we can do it for sure.
Well, the other thing that we were talking about was having a separate room, especially with Melissa working from home, like just having that little bit of extra space would be perfect for us.
Yeah.
And
table.
And a bed that I don't have to jump up into to get into would be splendid. That'd be amazing. Can you think of anything else that?
No, I think it would just be nice to I work from home and I'm sitting in the same place. Hi, Christina. I'm sitting in the same place all the time, all the time. So yeah, it would be really nice to have just a little bit more space. But I think we could probably go on and on about a few different things, yeah. But I think we'll leave it at that. If we think of anything else, we'll definitely let you know.
Maybe we'll do a part 2.
Yes, exactly. So if you have any follow-up questions, let us know. All right, let's move on to number 2.
So question number 2 is, what is something you never expected to experience while living in a trailer full-time?
Ooh, yeah. We got some stuff there for sure.
One of the things we were talking about yesterday was adjusting to needing less stuff.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that we packed when we left Nova Scotia that we thought we needed that we haven't used once since leaving.
Looking at you, clothes steamer. I don't know why. I thought we were going to need to iron clothes. Anyway, you think you're going to need a bunch of things and then you're like, wait a second. And then there's other things that we were like, we're not going to need that I could definitely use right about now. But yeah, I agree. And the calmness of it all.
Yeah.
It just, yeah. We, for the most part, feel pretty calm.
Sometimes.
Yeah, for the most part, we feel pretty calm. So, yeah, I think that's definitely what is something you never expected to experience. There's quite a few the calmness, the peace that we feel most days. That's a huge one. Mm-hmm. I may think of something else to come back to, but yeah.
So the next one is, what was it like living on the road across the country? We have a couple answers here for this one. It was a little freeing, eye-opening, fun, terrifying at times.
Yep.
Exhausting physically and mentally. Setting up, and tearing everything down after a day, does get pretty tiring after a while. We enjoyed staying at spots for 3-4 days.
Yeah,
because we didn't have to do all that, in 24 hours. We
learned that pretty quickly. I don't know why we had this sense of, my glasses keep falling off my face. I don't know why we had this sense of we got to get there now. We were leaving Nova Scotia and coming to Vancouver Island. Hey, Sophie! And we just had this sense of urgency, but I think that had a lot to do with how we were feeling. And before we left Nova Scotia, it just seemed like we definitely did leave a lot of stuff to the last minute. We're pretty guilty of that. Until yesterday. And we just had this sense of urgency. We gotta go. Mm-hmm. And it didn't take long before, day 4 or 5, we kind of looked at one another. We were sitting around the fire and we looked at one another and we thought, why are we moving so fast? This country is massive and beautiful. And why are we like stressing ourselves out to get through it super quickly? And I think that has a lot to do with our programming in the way that we were before. It was like, get it done, get it done, get it done. But that's the complete opposite of what we wanted to do on this trip. So I think discovering how exhausting it is, like towing a trailer when you've never done that before, yes, you get into a groove, you get acclimatized, but it is stressful because you got 20 feet of stuff behind you, attached to you, and you can't change lanes the way you want to. You can't, like,
wide turns.
Yes,
that's
very
a
much
big one.
so. All the stuff we learned. So anyway, that's definitely a huge part of it, it's so eye-opening. Like, we were talking about this last night when we were looking at the questions, and we definitely have lived. We're very grateful for the lives that we have lived. And hey, Fiona, welcome, welcome, welcome. We just realized that not everyone gets to live that way. So yes, we're live. What's up, MDB? Not everyone gets to live that way, and it was just an incredibly humbling experience driving across this country. I just saw this question come in, so I'm going to jump there because if I don't, I'll forget. So, was the weather good for you on most travel days?
Whenever I drove.
It's been a joke. It's so true. Chat, like the days that I drove was like torrential downpour. I think we were going from in between Sault Ste. Marie and Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
I want to say it was Grundy Provincial Park, I think. We left that morning, and it was White Lake. We left that morning. Everything was beautiful. We left super early. We hit the road. Torrential downpour. And through, like, that area, the roads were, like, there were moments where it was, like, this and this and this. And thankfully, it didn't rain the whole day. But that actually brings me up to a really good point, is that we also recognized on the road, when we realized that we were just, like, trying to get through it super quickly, it's exhausting driving doing a road trip. Driving 8 hours a day is a lot to begin with. Add a trailer and everything that comes with that, it's just more tiring. So we decided at that point we put like a 3-4 hour max cap on, and we changed all of our plans. But yeah, for the most part the weather was great. No complaints really. We chose to do this in the summer mainly because of the weather, and so we did get very, very, very lucky. There was a couple in the prairies. There was a couple windy days where the 3-hour drive felt like an 8-hour drive because you were just like holding on for dear life.
White knuckling.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we looked at hay and more fields and all that good stuff.
Or you could watch your dog run away for 3 days.
Precisely. Can confirm. It was a new experience for you guys, and I'm sure there was definitely. Stress for sure. We learned very quickly to trust ourselves and to trust our instincts. If something fell off, likely because it was. And we didn't travel when we were tired. We slept really well. The night before we were traveling, we just went to bed early. We did all the things we knew that would just make it easier for ourselves. All right.
This next question's awesome. How was the toilet situation?
Oh, Courtney, I'm so glad you asked.
So, of course, I had to say crappy. We got used to using the dump stations pretty quickly.
Yeah. We're lucky. We have, not lucky, most trailers have them, but we use our own toilet and shower facilities and stuff like that. But that comes with some interesting moments sure.
The smell was lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
And, we got pretty lucky, I think, though, with most of the dump stations. There was only once or twice we were like, oh, you animals, how can you leave it like
nasty.
This? But yeah, it was fine. Like, you just get into a groove. You have a routine. You know what you need to do. We have everything on one, like the side where the tanks are. We open up the pass-through storage, and we have a bin there with everything we need. Gloves, everything, the buckets, everything we could possibly need. It's all there, so it's easy and quick. And once you've done it once or twice, it's like anything. You just kind of get used to it. And it's a part of... We chose this, and it's a part of living.
And going across the country, dealing with it, like almost every day, we became a well-oiled machine. Be like, okay, you do this, I'll do this, I'll grab the gloves, like make sure I have this, that, and the other, and we were good to go. So
and then we started booking. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Then we started booking campsites that had sewer on site. Like that became a huge priority for us. Was all the hookups wherever we could get that. We definitely loved having that because then you don't have to line up at a dump station and all that stuff. And
because then there's the pressure to be like, oh, am I taking too long? Like you want to get out quick, but you also want to make sure that you empty it fully.
Absolutely. And I think when you start to hurry and you start to panic, that's when mistakes happen. And that is not the place you want to make mistakes. And what else do we have down there? And it is what it is. You just get super used to it. You do what you have to do. You got to empty those tanks because bad things would happen if you didn't.
Don't drive with full tanks.
No.
We heard horror stories.
No. So we always made sure that we emptied our tanks. Like if we were on a campsite that had the full hookups, we'd empty the tanks that morning and just make sure, and then we'd use the facilities for the rest of the day.
MDB just asked the question.
I'd like some tips on how to become a happier driver. My daily commute as a Montrealer in O10 is still a challenge with risk averse. Listen.
Music helps.
Totally. And honestly, actually, Chad sent me a reel about this the other day. You can't control the people around you. People are going to do dumb stuff.
Can confirm.
And we left a lot of space. We knew in our minds that crazy things were going to happen. The amount of people that cut us off and then would slam on their brakes, and we're like, do you? And you can tell how many people have never towed anything because of the way that they behave around people that are towing. You can see Chad's face when we're towing things. So, I just think we need to learn to just let people do what they need to do and just be ready to respond, because we can't control the drivers around us. And I'll probably think of more stuff, but that's what we had to do. And music, like Chad said, music helped.
Music always helps.
I think we listened to like yacht rock on repeat.
Yacht rock, Post Malone, Lainey Wilson.
Yeah, like all the stuff we love that made us sing, that made us, change our vibe, or vabibe as we like to say.
And a lot of East Coast hip hop.
Yes, I'd be this guy. And we had a rule: whoever was driving got to choose the music. Let me tell you, sometimes that was incentive to drive.
On to the next question. If you could give someone wanting to do the same thing one piece of advice, what would it be? We had several.
Just as we would say in our home. Yeah, of course. We always try to keep it real. We made a, before we answer this one, we made a commitment when we started doing this that we were going to share all the good, the bad, the ugly, because life isn't sunshine and lollipops all the time, especially when you're towing your home behind you, or especially we live in 20 feet of space, and you will see when we do the tour how little space that is. Thank God we really like each other.
Oh my God.
Because it's very, this is a tiny amount of space to live in, and no matter how much you love the other person or like the other person, there's moments where you're like,
well, it was kind of hairy when we got COVID.
Oh my God! We spent 7 days literally sitting where we're sitting, watching. Like, we couldn't go anywhere. We both really didn't feel well. So we were very much stuck to here. We would go for walks when our lung capacity will allow us to do so. But yeah, it's very little space. So.
It got a little twitchy at times.
Yeah, a little bit.
So back to number 5.
Yes. Oh yeah. Just Nike it, as we say. Just do it. Don't. So this has been... I'm going to answer this without getting emotional. Chad and I have wanted to do this trip for a really long time. Like, I used to drag Chad to all kinds of different RV shows and stuff
on my weekends,
long before we got to do this. And when our dog Riley died, that I think a huge part of why we left it the way we did is because we were just in so much grief. But when Riley died, almost immediately I was like, that's it, we're out of here. Like, we are out of here. We're making our dreams come true. And because life's too short. And that's where I'm going to leave that, because I will get very emotional if I don't. But just do it. At the end of the day, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Yeah, we lost space. It is what it is, right? You can buy bigger trailers. You should see some of the rigs.
Oh my God. It's like 3 of our trailers.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I'm going to say is Harvest Hosts.
Yeah.
That really helped us out a lot on the road. We got our membership, I think it was June 2024.
Yeah, actually, I think I was silly. Here's another tip. If you're going to do Harvest Hosts, buy it pretty close to before you're leaving. It's a bit of a tricky... So actually, maybe we should explain what Harvest Host is really quickly. It's a subscription base, you pay for the year. It's like Airbnb for RV life. And for the most part, like the first night after we left home, we did
at Big Axe Brewing in
Big Axe,
New Brunswick.
Exactly. And that was actually, can I take 10 seconds and tell that story?
Yes.
So it was our first day. I just want to give this guy a huge shout out. I wasn't planning on doing this, but now it's coming to me. This guy got his license like literally days before we left.
I got my physical license the day we left.
Yes. And he rocked it. And our first day, I did the first couple hours of driving. And then Chad took over. Of course, it started to rain. But we were going from our home in Nova Scotia to Nakawik, New Brunswick. And I think it was like maybe 6 hour drive, maybe at that.
Yeah, we broke it up.
And we stayed at Big Axe Brewing. And Chad was driving when we got to the parking lot. But so it's a big parking lot across the street from the brewery, overlooking the water. It was stunning. But there was a lot of people at the brewery at the time, so the parking lot was packed. We've got a trailer attached to us. It's the first time Chad has ever had to back the trailer up. And for those of you who've never had to back a trailer up, these things have a mind of their own. When you go right, that's left. When you go left, they go right. And we have a single axle trailer, which is actually, that goes back to another question. The single axle trailers are a lot harder to park and control.
Yeah, they turn on a dime.
They really do. Like, you just turn your steering wheel a little bit and the thing's like this. So we learned that the hard way. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. So we get to Big Axe and Chad's like, well, I got to do it. I got to learn. And he's trying. And this beautiful couple from Quebec came over. And they assisted Chad. Like, the woman started talking to me to remove me from the situation. And the lovely husband was talking to Chad. And he was like cranqué par là, and just trying to help Chad, like, back it up. And he did it. He got it done. And when he got out of the truck and we started walking towards the bar, everybody that was on the patio started clapping. And it was just like, there's just this, I don't know, this incredible community. And I'm sure we'll touch on that later. But we were super grateful for the help. But all that to say, Harvest Hosts is a really good tool. We stayed at a couple in, maybe actually, why don't we do a whole video or something on all the different Harvest Hosts we stayed at, because they were amazing. So we highly
stayed at
suggest
breweries, cideries, we stayed at a farm, we stayed at
a field in the middle of
a field in Moose Jaw. We stayed at a flower spot.
We did, a nursery in Brandon, Manitoba. Like, and the people that own these spots and the people that give these spots up are just really beautiful humans. So I would highly suggest it. And what else?
Oh yes,
was there?
This was one of the things.
My God, yeah.
Yes, so I did want to jump in to one thing. So one thing we heard from so many people is don't wait. Don't wait to do what we did, because the amount of times that we heard from people, I wish we would have done this earlier in life.
Yeah.
If we had a nickel, we'd have a lot of nickels right now. And I'm happy that we made that decision to do it when we did.
Definitely.
We will have this experience for the rest of our life. You know, it's one of my biggest accomplishments is saying that, you know, you and I drove across this country, which is awesome. And
it's pretty amazing. Can you also let us know, because I'm getting these pop-ups to say that the frame rate is too low. So can someone just let me in the comments, if anyone's still there, if you can just let me in the comments know that, like, just let us know if it's working okay. Or and the other thing too is everything is figure outable. That is one thing we've definitely learned on the road, is that no matter what happens, no matter what situations you get into, there's an answer for everything. There's a solution. People will go out of their way to help you. So I definitely think that that's one thing we most definitely learned, is everything is figure outable. Okay, awesome. Thanks. So we just keep getting a pop-up saying that it's too slow, so I just want to make sure that we're not lagging or everything's okay. Thank you.
The next one is, what is the biggest must-have in a trailer that you couldn't do without? Patience.
Oh yeah,
patience.
You need that in spades. Thanks, Steve. Hey, Steve. Welcome. Patience.
Oh boy.
We've definitely acquired a lot of the patience in the last little while. It's everything is what you make it.
Oh god.
And that we've definitely learned.
This was the one.
Oh yeah, so we were looking at the things like the physical things around us, and because we have such a small spot, we have a 3-burner cooktop, And we have a convection microwave thingamadoo that we haven't quite figured out. We just use it to microwave stuff. But we bought a, it's a Ninja oven 7-in-1. I don't even know what it does other than toast. And
it does all the things.
Air fry oven. Like, it's perfect because I like to bake. I like to make a lot of my own food. And I knew I wasn't going to do that for a weekend. Yes. A week. Yes. In a microwave. Fine. For however amount of time we were going to be on the road. No. So that was super helpful. That I've really
and
really
we've made
enjoyed.
some incredible meals with that thing.
Holy Hannah, have we ever? Yeah, definitely.
And then mine was our oscillating space heater.
Yeah.
That got us out of a couple jams where, we would, because we tend to lose or like run out of propane overnight. It always happens. So we'll wake up and it'll be a little cold in the trailer. So
yeah, mental note, buy propane gauge things, when...
yeah, our space heater is...
Yes, we do, Steve. Yeah, we mentioned that a little while ago. Yes, we do. We were very nervous in the beginning because neither one of us had towed a trailer before. Chad had just got his license the week before we left. So we thought, you know what, let's start small. We'll figure it out. We could definitely use a few extra feet. We are in 20 feet of space. The bed goes east-west instead of north-south, which... makes a big difference. Like it's a double bed. We left our king. Now we're in a double, and it just I definitely wish we had started with a bigger trailer. In hindsight, now we may still do that if we decide to continue to live on the road for a few more years. We may in the spring or in the fall.
To you, Jaco.
yeah. I have to say, touch wood. We love we do love our trailer. It's amazing. But yeah, we could definitely use some more space for sure.
Itty bitty living space.
Yes, precisely.
On the next one, what is the one thing you've dealt with that you never expected to happen on this journey? Mold.
Yeah.
We got, Melissa went through so many hoops to get this amazing mattress, and it fit. It fitted perfectly.
Like a glove.
However,
now in hindsight,
someone forgot.
It's all good.
It opened the door just underneath the bed open, and a lot of moisture
goes under our bed.
Got underneath there, and I didn't know. And then we were changing.
Also didn't know to keep the
We've learned a lot of things.
We've learned so, and that's the thing is like, was it expensive? Yes. Was it annoying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had to
was
get
it dangerous? Yes.
Brand new mattress. We had to get all new, plywood underneath there.
Spent a night at a hotel because we couldn't sleep in here.
That was nice. We had a queen size bed, so
that was lovely.
Silver linings.
Free breakfast? Well, not free, but
Another thing is, don't touch the emergency battery shut-off.
Can I tell that story really quickly?
Fine.
Okay. It'll take a minute or two. To make a very long story short, Chad was emptying the tanks one day, and we keep all of our stuff to empty the tanks right in one side of the pass-through. All of our hoses and stuff are outside, but anyway, where the gloves and all that stuff is. Chad had no clue that there was... also, actually, let me stop for a second. When you buy a trailer, make sure they walk you through everything when you get your walkthrough. We got here's your slide, here's your this,
here's your keys.
Here's your keys, best of luck. And when we talk to other people, they're like, no, this should be like an hour and a half, a 2-hour thing. They show you every single thing. They didn't do that for us, so we did not know. Like, we knew nothing when we did this. Like, Chad used to camp. He camped all summer, but it wasn't like you weren't in charge of any of the things, right?
No,
like,
I just showed up.
Exactly. Anyway, to make a very long story short, Chad accidentally turned the battery shut off. See, you can tell we still don't know what we're talking about. Switch, and it cost us $200.
$250.
Yes. And a call out to an RV repairman and 2 hours of him checking. Oh, we bought all new fuses. We tried all kinds of different things. Anyway, there's a battery shut off switch.
We know that now.
The hard way. But yeah, what was the other thing? Make sure.
Download Google Maps.
Yes, especially when you could be driving through places that lose internet. Looking at you, Northern Ontario.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, we just stayed on the Trans-Can. Just keep driving.
Everything we booked was basically off the Trans-Canada, which was awesome.
And one more funny story. Make sure when you stop at a gas station or whatever place you're stopping at that there is a way out. Yeah.
Well, it only really happened twice. Once we were in Quebec on our way.
Both at gas stations.
Yes. Where one took like a 17-point turn to get out of the gas station, and another one was in Alberta. We really needed to get gas, and
Oh boy! Yeah, we ended up stopping the truck and the trailer, and I was blocking traffic, and I was like, "Oh God,
yeah.
what
People
are we
did
doing?"
not enjoy us.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
these things happen, and you learn. It's what can you do, right?
That's it. Next question is: what is your biggest takeaway from setting out and doing this adventure? Do the thing that scares you.
Yeah.
This was one of the things that we wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah. Big time.
It was one of the scariest but most rewarding thing that I've ever done.
Yeah.
One thing is RVers also take care of each other. The amount of people, and now I'm looking at you, Brian, medicine hat. Thank you. We've had so many people help us all across this country, and they 100% do take care of each other, and
absolutely,
it's really nice to see. It is nice to see.
I completely agree. I think live your life your way. Do what's on your heart. Just do the thing. This country is stunning. It is just, even the prairies that we made fun of. I'll let you. Yeah, this country is absolutely beautiful. If you get the opportunity to see it, I highly suggest it. It's breathtaking, and we're very lucky to live here and to be able to do what we did. So I just want to.
We do miss the Donald, and we do miss Blue Haven.
Yeah, I think that's there's so many amazing people out there, and they're so willing to help. So don't let fear get in the way, because there's always going to be someone out there to help you. Ah, yes.
The next one. Okay, so how would you compare life in BC to Nova Scotia? What is similar and what is different? We had a tough time finding similarities because like living on an island's a little different. The weather is
unpredictable
like Nova Scotia, so that's one.
Don't believe the Weather Network because it's all hooey.
Yeah, living on an island is a trip. It really is. The weather changes constantly.
We traded tropical storms and hurricanes for earthquakes. I'm not quite sure which one I prefer more.
Ooh, pine cone bombs.
Anything that falls on top of, like, when you're not used to it. So we're in a very wooded area, which I'm sure you can see. The pine cones fall out of the trees, and in the beginning we were like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
It's like the June bugs in Nova Scotia.
Oh my God.
But when they hit the door, it sounds like someone's actually knocking on the door. But when we had our snow, we got hit with like a couple feet of snow actually, and which we didn't expect. But in the middle of the night, 4:00 in the morning, one morning, the trees here can't handle the snow because it's so
moist.
Block your ears.
Moist.
All the trees have a lot of moisture in them, so they can't handle the snow. They can't handle the weight of it. So a massive branch fell on the trailer where we were sleeping, and scared the bejesus out of us. Because so those are the kind of things that we didn't expect.
The branch was almost the size of the trailer.
Yeah, it was massive. Still lots of fog in both places, so we don't really miss the fog.
They don't have Dominic's Cucina here.
Oh, the pizza.
It would be awesome.
Busted. Actually, we drove out to Parksville last weekend and we found a place that had
Craig's
really
Pizza,
good pizza. So shout out to Craig's Pizza, but it's not Dominic. Nothing is Dominic.
But one thing that Nova Scotia doesn't have is mountains like they have here. The scenery here is breathtaking.
It's pretty. Like Nova Scotia is stunning in its own right. But the mountains here is just we're thoroughly enjoying it. So, the Donald and Blue Haven miss us too. I love that. We miss you too.
Second to last question.
Here we go. My gosh, we're at 30 minutes. We were like, we'll have this done in 15
minutes. Pish posh, we're good.
Stop talking.
Is this everything you thought it would be? Be honest and don't leave out any of the fields. It has been one wild ride. We've had our ups, we've had our downs. I'm just glad that we have each other.
Definitely.
Except when we had COVID.
Yeah. Very small.
You wanted to smother me. we miss our people. You know,
That's-
it's tough. You know, like yes, we have each other, but we don't have friends and family. Yes, video calls are great,
Yeah.
but you know, I want to, you know, I can't hug my computer screen.
You could.
I
You
could.
weird, but
It's
you
just
could.
awkward and weird.
Yeah, we miss our people for sure. That's been, I actually, if I'm being super transparent, I didn't expect to miss. Like, I just thought, we also, in fairness, didn't know we'd be staying this long, which we'll get into the next question soon. But I just didn't expect it. We left, like, when Riley passed away, we were just, like, gutted, and our mindset was just, like, we need to get the F out of Dodge.
Yeah, we were hell-bent on just
like,
leaving.
Anna! Oh my god! It's so good. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, we were just, like, we need to go. We need to get out of here, because, like, it was a lot, so we just, we didn't think about it, and I'm glad we didn't, to be honest. I'm glad we didn't think about how much we were going to miss everyone. We were just focused on the adventure. We were focused on getting on the road. We were focused on everything new. It was really only until we got settled and we had been here for a while that we're like, oh, right, okay, this is tricky. But we definitely miss our people. We had an incredible community of people around us in Nova Scotia when, you know, we built a business that we loved and we were proud of, and our market community and our friends from there and our family, and that's probably been the thing that is, we're starting to meet people here. Chad's working. We've met people in the campground. There's events and things in the lounge all the time. So we're trying to get out more and just meet people, but we definitely miss our tribe for sure.
Well, we have grown as people and as a couple.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like living in 20 feet of space
Ooh,
together.
I love you.
Ditto.
We put ourselves in situations that we never thought we'd be in. Like
when you challenge yourself, I think, in life, you grow so much more.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Now we know that whatever we decide to do going forward, we'll figure it out. Like we said before, everything is figure-outable. And there's amazing people out there that are willing to help you and get you from point A to point B. It's just been a very humbling and beautiful experience.
Yes.
And like we said, we've had our moments where we're tired, or you know, things on the road didn't quite go the way we would want it to, or it's been incredible. And I think it's been more than what we thought it was going to be or we wanted it to be. You just don't know until you get out there what's going to happen. And we had set out on the road for, you know, we were going to stay, which I could probably jump into the next question now. I'm going ahead of myself.
So the last question that we have is, what's next for you guys?
So we learned a lesson, which we'll share with you. We just started looking a couple of weeks ago. We decided to stay. We've decided to stay in BC for the summer and likely next winter. And sorry if that comes as a shock to anybody that we haven't told.
Like, what?
Oopsie. So we had no idea that we were going to stay. But when we decided to stay, we started looking for places for the summer. Now, I don't know why this came as a complete shock, but Vancouver Island, is unbelievably expensive and books up real quick for the summer. So when I started calling places to see if we could get a site for the summer, I got laughed at many times, being like, oh, you're way too late. You're way behind the eight ball. But I know better. I just kind of sat there and I thought, okay, let's have a little conversation, universe. We need somewhere to go and you need to find somewhere for us to go. So I took a deep breath and started checking different places. And to make a ridiculously long story short, we found somewhere. We're super happy. It is, I can't make this stuff up. When you ask, you know, what you ask for, you shall receive. And we are spending the summer it's about 10 minutes from Chad's work, which is amazing. It's on the water. We'll post some pictures. And
it's overlooking the mountains.
It's breathtaking. Like, we can walk out of our trailer, walk down to the beach, and just sit there. We're so grateful that we found somewhere, and we're actually booked here where we are at Living Forest Campground in Nanaimo. We're booked here from October 1st in a new site, because right now the site we're in, we kind of feel like we're in a fishbowl. We have a road on 3 sides. It's really hard
I don't know
to
if you can see it, but That's the road.
And like it's super close. Anyone that walks by, they can hear. Like it is what it is, but it can be very disruptive too. So the next site that we booked is way further back, and there's only one road that goes by, and it's probably about 4 times the size of the site.
God.
Like it's much
Perfect.
bigger. So we're quite happy about that. So that's kind of Chad's working, doing something he enjoys. Like we promised ourselves that our next jobs, our next careers would be something that brought us joy, and we would do them for as long as we wanted to. That's just a massive decision that we've made, and I just launched my coaching business, so I'm doing that from home, and it's amazing what happens when you just have faith and jump in. And so that's basically what's next for us that we know of. We have learned a lot in the last little while, so we definitely want to share that with you.
Okay.
So you'll see there's some cool stuff coming. We may or may not have started a YouTube channel, just to start sharing what we know, because that's how we learned a lot. Like I spent, I don't know, hundreds of hours on YouTube watching videos on how to back a trailer up and the knowledge and the theory is amazing, but it's once you start doing it, that's how you really learn. So we've learned a lot, and we just want to share that knowledge with everybody. So
the do's and don'ts. That's what we want to share.
Yes.
And to answer Donald's question, I get to watch my Habs all the time. And what's good is the 7 o'clock games for you guys are 4 o'clock for me. If they're playing at 1 o'clock for you, it's 10 o'clock in the morning for me. So that was a change.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with that. And the late games for you are 7 o'clock for me.
Yeah, so that's been a nice change. I don't know what we're going to do. Even football. Like, it's such a weird... Because we both watch football on Sundays, and getting up and making breakfast while the football game is on is definitely something we've gotten used to. It's been a little bit interesting, because, like, we get up in the morning and it's already noon in Nova Scotia, or, like, earlier, like, around that time. And so that's definitely different. But, yeah, we still get to watch all the sports and all the things that we want to, so... so if you have any more questions, I think maybe we'll do another one of these. Let us know. We'd be happy to answer them. We are more than happy to share everything we've learned and all that good stuff with you guys. So thank you for watching. And the Donald wakes up at like midnight to watch Twilight.
My kind of man.
Whatever works, right? We just truly appreciate you and all of your support. It just as we were traveling across the country, we, when we got here, we're like, oh, we could have done so much more. We could have shared so much more. But in the moment, we were focused and learning and all that kind of stuff. So we've got some really cool posts. Oh, Linda, thank you so much. We're having such a good time. And we just encourage anybody, whatever it looks like for you, just get out and do the thing that scares the bejesus out of you, because there's some really good stuff on the other side of it. And we're loving it. Yeah, it's like, I can't live in 20 feet of space for the rest of my life, but I can definitely do it for a little bit longer. It's been awesome. And now that the weather is getting a bit better, we'll be able to spend way more time outside.
Oh, yes.
And that was the other thing, actually. We bought like one of those screened-in rooms. That's made a huge difference, too, just to be able to get out of here.
And out of each other's hair.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, like when Chad does video calls with friends and stuff, he can sit in there, or I can sit in there, he can stay in here, just to give us a little bit of extra space. And so we're looking forward to being outside and cooking outside more and more fires. And
yes.
We left to avoid winter, and winter fell at us.
Yes,
but the other day it was 17 degrees, which I was like, well, am I seeing that right?
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it's 7 and rainy and gross today. So, you win some, you listen. But yeah, thank you so much for all your support. We truly, truly, truly appreciate it. It meant the world to us. It still does. When we were on the road, it meant the world to us too, just to know that
having everybody tagging along with us.
Yes, it was awesome. And to do the videos and the sharing, it's been really fun. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We truly appreciate all of you. And watch this space. We got more stuff coming.
We may or may not be doing an MTV episode of Cribs for our trailer. So look forward to that. It's not going to take long. It might be like 47 seconds. But Yes.
Here it is in all of its glory. But yeah, we're happy to do that, and we're happy to answer any questions. So at any time, we'll do another one of these at some point soon. If at any time you have questions, just shoot us a message or something, and we'll add it to our list of questions. So, and thank you to everyone that submitted questions.
Yes.
We had a hoot answering these.
Oh my
so
gosh, yeah.
if you have any more, just let us know, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you.
Bye,
I'm so
everybody.
glad. Thank you.
Bye.